Hi everyone, welcome to my craft room. Laura here sharing a new DIY. I'll be making a bunny bait sign today, so let's get started. I'll be using those new calendars that came out at the Dollar Tree. It's a good day to have a good day is what it says. I do want to change the wording up on this. I wanted to say bunny bait. So I had a couple of happy accidents in this DIY, and happy accident number one is that I wanted the board to remain black, but I needed to cover up the wording, "It's a good day to have a good day," and I thought I would just paint it with the color ink by Waverly. It is chalk paint. So this board it's like textured. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's like a faux vinyl, I want to say, faux leather, if you will. So it's not smooth, and the lettering is kind of raised, and I thought I could just give it a couple coats of paint and it would be okay. Well, once I started painting onto the board, I could tell I just wasn't caring for it. You can see my paint strokes, I guess because of the texture on the board itself, and it just wasn't covering up my wording. So I was going with the flow. I went ahead and painted the whole sign thinking, well, let me just try and give it a second coat, but I didn't like it. I just didn't like the way that it was looking. You can really see the wording on it. So what I did is I just took a makeup wipe and some glass cleaner. I sprayed it down and it came off pretty good. I was surprised. See the wording? You can still see it there. I just didn't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 5-gallon paint stick. I'm going to cut it down. I cut it to 6 inches. I just cut it with my miter saw, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint that white. I'm calling this a happy accident because I'm kind of going with the black and white theme, and now I'll have a 3D effect with my wording. Not to mention I can use black letters instead of white, and yeah, so I'm just going to paint this board white and keep it moving. Once my white paint was dry, I'm going to start adding my lettering. I take a ruler and just to kind of give me an idea of my spacing and how I want the wording to be. So I start off with my very first letter and my very last letter, and then I just go inward from there. And while I was adding the words onto the paint stick, my words got a little wonky, and these stickers stuck really, really well. So while I was trying to move my stickers, some of them tore off, and so I had to replace them. And one of them was a capital B, and it happened to be on the word bunny. So I tried to move the capital B from the word bait, and it just wasn't working out for me. And then I realized that I already used both my capital B's, so I didn't know what I was going to do. So I ended up using a completely different font for the 2 capital letter B's, and I'm so happy that happy accident happened because I'm loving the way that it looks. It just gave it a lot more character for my bunny bait sign. So yay for happy accidents. So here you can see my letters totally got wonky with the word bunny. So then like I said, I tried to replace that capital B with the word bait onto the bunny. And anyway, I just went ahead and used a completely different font for the two B's on my bunny bait words. Let me know what you all think. Should I have stayed with one font, or do you kind of like the two different fonts? I think it gives it more character myself. But anyway, now it's time to glue my wording down. I'm just going to take some wood glue and some hot glue and just glue that right over the existing wording on that calendar. And here I have some bows, and I have some greenery, I have some carrots, and some florals. Now I just Googled what bunnies like to eat, because this is for bunny bait, and they like to eat, fun fact here, bunnies like carrot. They'll eat carrots, but they really enjoy the carrot top more so than the carrot itself. I never knew that. Learn something new every day, right? And they like daisies and sunflowers. They like seeds. They like mostly green, green grasses, things like that. Well, anyway, here I have some of these white pails that I got in the wedding section at the Dollar Tree. And this is what I mean by that black and white theme I'm going for here. And I'm just going to hang my pails right onto the hooks that were already on that calendar. And on these pails, they have, the hooks that are holding the actual handle to the pail. They were sticking out a bit, so I just took my needle nose pliers and I just bent those inward, and it helped fit those pails onto my board, because as you can see, the pails are bigger with, using 4 pails, because there was already 4 hooks there and I didn't really want to move the hooks. So this just made those pails fit a lot better onto the hooks that were already there. I'm rambling. Anyway, that's what I do. So here I'm just going to squeeze those in, like I said, and carry on. I added the carrots first. I did end up squishing up a little piece of paper towel to put on the bottom of that pail, so my carrots stuck up a little bit more and you can see them better. And then I did take some of that wet and dry floral foam from the Dollar Tree to use in some of the pails for the florals. The sunflowers are like a dried paper flower, and they come with just a tiny little wire that you could either attach to things or stick in things like I'm going to. And so I needed something to hold those upright so all my flowers weren't the same size. So I had, some sticking up further than others. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm just going to stick those wires in and just play around with this. I had a lot of fun with this DIY. It was just so fun, and just, learning about what bunnies like to eat was just another fun deal for me. So I added some sunflowers in one, some daisies in another. I had this one daisy that I absolutely love. You see it in my little tray there, and that's all I had. I went through my stash. I dug in all my extra little florals that I keep left over from other DIYs, and it was just that one. So I did run over to the Dollar General and I picked up some more, but they're not as nice as that one. But I worked with it. I used what I had, and and daisies just remind me of my mother. It's her favorite flower. So here I have some yellow ones and I have some white ones, and I just started again playing around, sticking them in the little pail. I added some greenery on the end. And I did have a little bit of ivy, and I just kind of threw those in with some sunflowers. And here it is, all done. What do you think? Isn't this adorable? It is just so cute. those happy accidents, you know, really helped me out with this DIY, in my opinion. Tell me what you think. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you in my YouTube family. And with all that said, oh, and here is a picture. I forgot to put the bow. And here's a picture with the cute little bow. I just added it to the top right-hand corner, and I love it. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.